Okay, understandable.
Really fun segment. Thanks, Coy, for that. All right, third segment today. This is just a great embodiment of what Sleepers has become. We have like a really thoughtful segment like that. We start with like a whole tier segment that the comments gives us. So many people contributing to the show. And then we're left to choose a third topic on our own. And what we land on is this. Why do all the Big Ten freshmen suck? This has been festering, to use a word from Cart about 45 minutes ago. For me, for 2 weeks now, I wanted to give it time. I didn't want to jump the gun and do this too early. We're a month into the season now, and we've seen everybody. And coming into the year, this class got a bunch of praise. There was a bunch of guys named on watch lists. There was a bunch of one and done talk. There was a bunch of speculation that all these teams would take step forwards, relying on superstar freshmen to get it done. And I'll just run through the names and how bad this has been. Deshaun Harris-Smith, horrible. Scotty Middleton, non-existent. Mackenzie Mbako has been better in the last week and a half for sure, but he was really, really rough to start the season. Cohen Carr, Xavier Booker, pretty much nothing. Who am I missing?
Fears.
Fears has been better lately, but still not a huge impact guy. We kind of knew that. Miles Colvin, where are you? Barely in the rotation. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, he played 2 minutes the other night. Guys just either aren't playing, or if they are playing, they're not doing anything, to the point that Owen Freeman and John Blackwell are the runaway favorites for Big Ten Freshman of the Year. And you can even throw Cam Christie in there. Cardio Cups, don't let me forget you, by the way. A lot of people told me you were special. You've got like 2 points in a month. But great defender. Really, really great defender. Then my team, we can lump George Washington III in here too. Nobody expected much from him. But the problem is all of these highly touted guys are playing like they're George Washington III. I don't like that. Why are all these freshmen so bad?
Well, I think you can attribute it to a couple things. One, I don't think this class was as highly regarded in general, just like the whole class of high school, at least like among people I know and speak to who follow this closer with a closer eye than me. There was not much exciting about this class. The number one player kind of flipped back and forth. Everyone's mostly looking forward to the next couple classes that are coming up, the Cooper Flags, Koa Pete, like those classes. So this class wasn't held in that high regard. And also, not to make excuses for this freshman class, but this might be one of the last freshman class, or this next one coming up, that'll have to deal with playing against 24-year-olds and 23-year-olds on a nightly basis. Like, I feel like that does play a factor somewhat. One, it's hard for a freshman to come in and succeed. I know that a lot of freshmen do it, but it's not an easy feat whatsoever. Usually freshmen got to have a certain amount of shit to them, or different to their game, or be a difference maker. It's extremely hard to do so in an era where you're playing damn near 22-year-olds on a nightly basis. And it's hard for those guys to come in through, grassroots and high school ball and things like that. But like, if you think about it across the country, the best freshman in the country now is Reed Sheppard. Like, Reed Sheppard's been great. Don't get me wrong. Reed Sheppard was like the number 30 player in the country, 35th, something like that. High 4-star. Like, McDonald's All-American, don't get me wrong, really good player. But in a really good year with really good freshmen, are we really being like Reed Sheppard is the best freshman in college basketball right now? Because he is probably, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
And don't let it get misconstrued here. I love Reed Sheppard. I think Reed Sheppard is great, and he is the best freshman in college basketball right now. But at the same time, the drop off after Reed Sheppard to me is pretty large.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to a stats page right now and look up where guys are. There isn't a freshman in the top 25 scorers in the conference, according to Big10.com.
There's not a freshman doing anything. Like, there's no defensive. Even in the summer Iowa, we hear all this Brock Harding stuff. Nothing. No Brock Harding. It's just it's baffling, honestly. And maybe we get to a point towards Big Ten play where someone emerges. But right now, Jonathan Blackwell is the Big Ten freshman of the year, which is crazy. Because I like Blackwell. I do. Don't get me wrong. But in a year where freshmen were supposed to step up, him being freshman of the year is insane.
Well, and I just felt like last year, there were guys who weren't even like pedigree guys that were starters and mattered, right? Like Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer from day one were like, whoa, they got a freshman backcourt that's insane. Connor Essegian like really came on strong throughout the season. And look at Connor Essegian now. Like you don't need to be a great player to make an impact in this conference as a freshman. I obviously don't need to like go in detail, and he was a liability for a bunch of moments last year, but like Jett Howard came in scoring 20 a game immediately last year. Like there isn't one guy in the conference who can do that this year. And that's baffling to me. Like Jamie Kaiser was another one. Everybody was gassing up in the offseason of how good he's going to be for Maryland. And he just
even like Gavin Griffiths has been somewhat of a letdown.
Griffiths is probably top 4, top 5 in the conference this year. And it's weird. Like the Ohio State guys are the most baffling to me because Holtman has such a track record of success with breakout freshmen, and maybe it happens later in the season, but like Tyson Chapman is barely even playing. Middleton has been bad.
Middleton was actually pretty good last game.
This most recent game last night, he had 3 points in 16 minutes with 3.
Oh, I was talking about Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah, he's had moments, I guess. He is shooting 47% from the floor. He has 1 double-digit scoring game. It was their first game of the year. Does Scotty Middleton? He's been single digits every other game, coming off the bench. Like I just don't get it. I don't understand. And I think it's sad because there's all the jokes about the Big Ten Conference and the caliber of it. And at least in the past couple of years, you could point to like, well, there's a lot of young talent in this league. Cart, there's no young talent in this league this year. Like, it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, very.
Give me one freshman that we mentioned or didn't mention that you would bet on to, by the end of the season, be an impact guy, even though he's not right now.
Scotty Middleton.
Okay. So you're off the DHS train entirely?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think DHS stands a chance because of the structure and the coach of that team.
Got it.
Even if he did want to switch it on.
Okay. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to stand by it being one of the Michigan State guys, either Jeremy Fears or Cohen Carr. I don't know how we're going to get there, but I think we're going to get there.
You think it's going to be him?
One of them. I don't know which one, either Fears or Carr. But I just think like at some point something's got to give. And somehow we're going to get to a point where one of those guys is like a 25 to 30 minutes a night guy for Michigan State, and he's going to make an impact. Needs to be given the opportunity, but I'm sticking with that will happen. And then let's wrap with this. Who is your pick to actually win Big Ten Freshman of the Year? Because like as good as Blackwell has been, there's no way he can win Big Ten Freshman of the Year, right? There's no way. I mean, I guess there's a way, but like he's not even a starter on Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I think like I don't know. His role might increase for all we know.
Is that your pick? That's who you think wins Big Ten Freshman of the Year?
No, I think actually Mbako ends up winning it.
It's mine too. We both sound so sad saying that, though.
I am, very much so.
He has been really good in the last week.
Yeah, he has.
Better? You don't like the really good?
He's been better.
He's been really good in the last.
It's been really good there. Okay, fine. There.
Keep winning games. Hey, they're on a 28 win pace right now, Cart.
That's crazy.
Also, they're not. I'm just making up. We're not a math podcast. That was just a number. Let's go to one big thing presented by Big V.